Welcome back, everyone. I am absolutely thrilled you're here with us today. Okay, let's dive into this. We are unpacking a really fascinating historical mystery today in this explainer, the evolution of menstrual taboos in ancient traditions. It's one of those topics that perfectly weaves together history, sociology, and biology. And, we're going to break the whole shebang down step by step.
So did ancient traditions really ban women from praying during their periods? I mean, it's a widely accepted cultural assumption, right? We hear it all the time, we internalize it, and we just kind of assume that ancient spiritual spaces were, well, actively hostile to women during that time of the month. But is that actually true? Actually, no, not exactly. The truth is way more complex and honestly surprisingly compassionate when we trace it all the way back to its roots. Let's see how this all builds.
Life without modern medicine, stepping back in time.
I want you to really imagine stepping into the shoes of our ancestors thousands of years ago. Think about it. No sanitary pads, no painkillers, literally zero modern healthcare. Today, we take these conveniences completely for granted, don't we? But back then, women experienced severe cramps, profound physical weakness, just massive general discomfort, all without any of the medical safety nets that we rely on today. The physical toll on the human body was just incredibly demanding.
When rest became restriction, a shift in meaning.
And this brilliantly illustrates the exact pivot point. Originally, the intention was pure empathy, right? You should rest. Because women were dealing with such intense physical exhaustion, society stepped in to help. They were excused from heavy household chores, physically grueling long journeys, and really elaborate, exhausting rituals. It was an exemption, meant to give them some much-needed relief. But over centuries, this practice slowly, almost imperceptibly transformed into a mandate. You are not allowed. What started as a social exemption rooted in care basically devolved into this rigid, mandatory prohibition. Crazy how that happens, right?
The temple ritual factor, rules of the ancients.
You see, ancient temples were not just quiet places for casual reflection. They were centers of intense, demanding rituals. And because of that, they required strict, rigorous rules around cleanliness and energy conservation. The people of that era believed these spaces needed to be maintained in a very specific energetic state. But, and this is a really vital point, different communities interpreted these rules of cleanliness and energy in entirely different ways. There was absolutely no single universal standard. Instead, you had this huge wide spectrum of ancient protocols.
So, the crucial point is, biology is not impurity, the modern perspective.
Let's establish an absolutely foundational baseline right here, right now. Menstruation is a natural, biological process, not a sign of impurity. Full stop. It's so essential to just clear the air here and cleanly separate ancient environmental rules from modern biological reality. Just because we can understand where an ancient rule came from historically doesn't mean we validate a fundamental misunderstanding of human biology. This is the scientific fact, pure and simple.
Building right on top of that biological reality, modern scholars emphasize that spirituality is deeply, deeply personal. A woman can connect with God at absolutely any time. She can pray and meditate freely with zero biological barriers. Now, looking at the world today, we can clearly see that some families do still follow those old traditional customs, while others definitely do not. We observe these varied customs neutrally, just recognizing that the landscape of tradition is incredibly diverse today.
The true ancestral message, misunderstanding care. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is,
Take care of yourself and rest. What if this was the true ancestral message all along? It's literally mind-blowing to consider that the real lesson might not have been about restriction or impurity or exclusion at all. Perhaps our ancestors were simply saying, hey, your body is working hard, take care of yourself and rest. And somehow, somewhere along the very long, complicated timeline of human history, we completely misunderstood that original assignment of ancestral care.
So, I want to leave you with this final question to chew on. Was it a rule, a tradition, or a misunderstood form of care? When we really look back at the origins of these practices, it kind of forces us to reevaluate our own cultural assumptions, doesn't it? History is rarely just black and white. And sometimes, hidden right beneath centuries of rigid rules is just a simple, ancient act of empathy. I really hope this explainer sparked your curiosity today and left you eager to dig a bit deeper into the history behind the customs we just take for granted. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll catch you on the next one.